coastal town struggling with the impacts of climate change, shifting tides follows the lives of two protagonists, Mia and Javier, as they navigate the challenges and opportunities brought about by environmental shifts. Mia is a marine biologist who has dedicated her life to studying and protecting the fragile ecosystem of her hometown. With the sea levels rising and coral reefs dying, Mia faces mounting pressure to find solutions that balance conservation with economic interest. Her research leads her to uncover a startling discovery, a previously unknown species of resilient coral that could hold the key to restoring the damaged reefs. But as Mia races against the time to study and protect these newfound treasures, she encounters resistance from powerful corporations and government officials who prioritize short-term profits over long-term sustainability. Javier, on the other hand, is a third-generation fisherman whose livelihood is threatened by dwindling fish stocks and increasingly unpredictable weather patterns. Despite his family's deep ties to the sea, Javier finds himself torn between tradition and necessity as he grapples with the reality of a changing environment. Desperate to provide for his young daughter and preserve his way of life, Javier reluctantly considers alternative career paths, including tourism and sustainable aquaculture.
Then later, His Ghost by Sarah Hall.
The wind was coming from the east when he woke. The windows on that side of the house boxed and clattered in their frames. Even behind the storm boards and the corrugated metal sheet over the coop in the garden was creaking and howling, as though it might rip out of it rivets and fly off. The wind billowed all the structures it hit or ran through sun and moon. December 23. The morning was dark, or it was still night. He lay unmoving beneath the blankets, feet cold in his boots, his chest sore from breathing unheated air. The fire had gone out. The wood had burned too high with the pull up the chimney, or the flames had been extinguished by gas. It was hard keeping it in overnight. Cool was much better. It burned hotter and longer, but it was hard to find and too heavy to carry. He pulled the blankets over his face. Get up, he thought. If he didn't get up, it would be the beginning of the end. People who stayed inside got into trouble. No one was going to help them. Part of him understood. Who wanted to die outside, tossed about like a piece of litter, stripped of clothing by the hands of the wind, then lodged somewhere. Dirt blowing down over your corpse. Crawling into a calm little shelter was preferable. Something hard clattered along the roof, scatting over the slates, and was borne away. There was a great humming sound above, almost oceanic, the top of the sky heaving and breaking. Whatever had been kept in check by the old Gulf Stream was now able to push back, unfurl, and lash around. A bully of a wind, no wonder people had once created Oriole gods, friends of the air or the mountain tops. Even he took it personally, sometimes yelling endlessly at the force, his voice tiny and whip away. Not often though. It didn't really help when it came from the east. A lot of the remaining house roof went, and whole walls could topple. Another reason not to stay inside too much. You had to be alert to the collapse. He turned on his side and shivered as the cold crept down his neck. The sofa he was lying on felt damp. The cushion he was using as a pillow smelled of wet mortar. He didn't usually sleep in this room, but Helen was now in his.